Gentlemen and ladies, welcome to the Brothapocalypse in this special Christmas edition of our show. As I was flipping through various Christmas specials while the smell of food was swarming through the air, I happened across this 1940s Christmas classic, Miracle on 34th Street. Many of you probably watched it at some point, perhaps without paying full attention, of course. But for those too young to care, I'll recap it. Keep in mind, this is in the 1940s, the black and white era, when modern women and their feminist leaders swear up and down that women were in chains, slaves to abusive traditional husbands, and could not work in corporations. But in this movie, which resonated with the public back then, we find a divorced single mom who is a marketing executive at Macy's department store in New York. Yes, the same Macy's is still around today. She has her own office, her own home, her own car. INDEPEND. Oh, my bad. That song popped in my head. Just disregard that. This tough lady in the 1940s is known as a shrewd businesswoman. Her male peers respect her. This was before the so-called women's liberation movement of the 1960s. Uh-oh, we're exposing something right here. Anyway, the first Macy Santa Claus is an alcoholic who is embarrassing the store. This is how the story goes. So the real Santa Claus, who is dressed as a regular gentleman, walks into the store and was appalled that this drunk imposter is giving him a bad name. Long story short, he comes across the I don't need a man independent career woman, the marketing executive chick, and complains to her that she should fire that Santa and let him take over. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep this new channel growing. Like other modern women of the 2020s today, she's a shrewd, calculated businesswoman who has no time for fantasies, fairy tales, or games, especially not from men. She questions the Santa Claus candidate, but because she needs a sober Santa ASAP, it's Christmas season, she gives him a chance. But he is so genuine and convincing that customers believe in him, including her own daughter, who she wants to raise as an independent, strong woman, especially after her quote-unquote trash husband abandoned her and the daughter and they got divorced. Sound familiar? Because she's concerned her daughter will grow up with the deceptive fantasies of men that will not be reality when she grows up. She is starting to think that this new Santa Claus guy is dangerous, especially to women and her daughter, and must be delusional. Here's a clip from that movie.
I shouldn't have brought Susie to see Santa Claus, huh?
Now you're making me feel like the proverbial stepmother.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's just that I couldn't see any harm in just saying hello to the old fellow.
But I think there is harm. I tell her Santa Claus is a myth, and you bring her down here, and she sees hundreds of gullible children, meets a very convincing old man with real whiskers. This sets up a very harmful mental conflict within her. What is she going to think? Who is she going to believe? And by filling them full of fairy tales, they grow up considering life a fantasy instead of a reality. They keep waiting for Prince Charming to come along. Keep waiting for Prince Charming to come along. When he does, he turns out to be a...
We were talking about Susie, not about you.
Well, whether you agree or not, I must ask you to respect my wishes regarding Susan. She's my responsibility, and I must bring her up as I see fit.
Okay.
Ladies, all you independent queens out there, as you can see from this clip, your I don't need a man attitude didn't start in the 1960s, as we've been trying to say on this channel time and time again. Women were in business decades before that. They're working in corporations long before that. It's just back in those days, most women actually preferred to be traditional feminine wives. Shocking. Why is that so surprising? They had choices back then, but your propagandists don't want you to know that. Anyway, spoiler alert, let me explain the rest of the movie. Throughout the rest of the movie, the one stern, tough, anti-male female executive, I don't need a man, will go on to not only believe in Santa Claus, along with her daughter, she was trying to raise to be independent, of course, but she sparks a romance with her male co-star who is just trying to get her to be more warm and not so tough on men. Believe in fantasy, believe, well, not that kind of fantasy, but believe in, the warm and fuzzy feeling of the Christmas season. And men haven't really changed from that. we still want women to chill out and soften their hard edges. Just be feminine and nice. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep this new channel growing. Merry Christmas, gentlemen and ladies. Enjoy your day and remember the reason for the season, Jesus Christ. Welcome to the Brothapocalypse.